if you're watching wild elephants and you're in the wild, you're going to be watching them in a way that they're looking. You've pulled up in a safari vehicle or you've pulled over to the side of the road, and the elephants are wary of you, so they're not acting natural. But as soon as you start watching wild elephants, truly in the wild and comfortable with your presence, you see how they start caring for their babies or how they can get annoyed. I once watched elephants around a waterhole, and there's this warthog, and I don't know why, but this warthog decided he needed to get in. And there was this young male elephant, and he kept turning around to this warthog and just being like, "Don't make me do it." Now, this elephant did not need to hurt the warthog. Yeah. And the warthog was just like, "I need a drink, I need a drink, I need a drink." Much simpler brain. The elephant was like, you could just tell he was like, "Watch this." And he just went and crushed the warthog like it was a big beetle. Yeah. And crushed his pelvis, and the warthog dragged itself away on its front legs and probably went off to die. But this young elephant put out his ears, and he like paraded around with his tail up, and he was like, "Look what I did. Destruction." And it's like, that's a very relatable type of, he was annoyed with the warthog. Yeah. And so you see them do these things. I mean, the most magical thing, and I've spoken about this many times, was that I was walking with a herd of semi-wild elephants that were crossing through a village in India, because elephants have lost a lot of their territory because there's so much population in India. And so we were crossing through a village, which is very delicate because the matriarchs are leading the babies, and there's villagers who have no idea what an elephant is, and they're watching the elephants cross. And the matriarchs backed this girl up against a wall, and she was terrified, standing there with her back against the wall. And the elephant just put her trunk out and touched the girl's stomach. And then the other elephants came, and they all started touching her stomach. And the ranger there explained to me, just went, "She's pregnant. They know she's pregnant. They can smell, they can tell, and they're curious." And all the female elephants came to investigate the pregnant girl, and she had no idea what was going on. And so it's like that stuff. Whoa.
And it's cool to hear that, with the crushing and the pride of a young elephant, that there's a complexity of behavior. It's just like with humans. I mean,
yeah, it's
humans,
not always pretty.
That's the thing, man. Humans are capable of good and evil, and sometimes we attach these words. I love that it's an orchestra of different sounds. Yeah. And that one is sex, which...
That's a bamboo rat calling out for a mate.
Mate. All right.
Good luck
to you, buddy.
Yeah. Good hunting.
Humans are capable of evil things and beautiful things, and I wonder if animals are the same. You think there's just different personalities and different life trajectories for animals, like as they develop in their understanding of social interaction, of survival, of maybe even primitive concepts of right and wrong within the social system. Do you think there's a lot of diversity in personalities and behavior? Just like different people? Is there different elephants?
Of course. And what I really like is that you said, is there a perception of what's right and wrong? Because elephants have a code of ethics. And so for the simplest example is that as young males begin to grow, they start developing these tusks, and those tusks are a tool, and they use them. So for Indian elephants, the females don't have tusks and the males do. The females kick the males out of the herd. The females keep all the sisters and the aunts and the cousins together, but the males are their own thing. And so here's the thing: so what you get is these crews of male elephants, and the older males will, there's play fighting that goes on around. Two young males can play fight, but the older males, they'll kick some ass. They'll show them how to behave. They'll explain who gets to talk to the females, who gets to interact, who gets to mate, who gets the best vegetation to eat. And so there's an order established. And so young male elephants have to be taught how to act. Just like a teenage human has to be taught, you can't just haul off and break another kid's nose. There's going to be consequence. Maybe you'll get suspended. Or maybe that kid will get his friends and beat the living shit out of you. Whatever it is, society regulates your behavior. And elephants have a very strict, very predictable sort of, like the males teach the males how to run things, and the females, which really have the final say, they're matriarchal, they're the ones leading the herd where to go. The males follow where the wise females tell them where to go.
So that regulation mechanisms, from that emerges a kind of moral system under which they operate. What's right and wrong
For an elephant, yeah.
for an elephant.
Right and wrong for an elephant is not the same as what's right and wrong for a grizzly bear. Grizzly bear, if you're a male grizzly bear and you see a female with cubs, you just kill those cubs, and then you can mate with that. You can mate with her and put your own cubs in there, and it's like that's a whole different type of ethics.
Yeah, the value of child life is different from species to species. Some of them hold as sacred, some of them not at all.
And that's why I think I resonate so much with elephants, because I think that we are kind of matriarchal. At least I grew up matriarchal. Like, women were the force in my life. My family and most of my friends' families, women kind of have the final say. And I feel like that's the way it is with elephants. Like, you might be bigger and stronger, but it doesn't really account for much if you're not smarter and more emotionally intelligent, and you know how to take care of the group.